Today, we are going to look at 10 animals that can live after death. Yes, you heard that right. Some animals have the incredible ability to survive even when they are technically dead. How do they do it? Let's find out. Number 10, cockroaches. Cockroaches are notorious for being hard to kill. They can survive nuclear radiation, extreme temperatures, and even decapitation. That's right, cockroaches can live without their heads for weeks. How is that possible? Well, cockroaches have an open circulatory system, which means they don't bleed out when they lose their heads. They also don't need their heads to breathe, as they have tiny holes on their bodies called spiracles that allow them to exchange gases. The only thing that will eventually kill a headless cockroach is starvation, as they can't eat or drink without their mouths. Number 9, bees. Bees are known for their painful stings, but did you know that they can still sting you even when they are dead? When a bee stings a person or an animal, it leaves behind its stinger, along with a venom sac and a muscle. These parts are not controlled by the bee's brain, but by involuntary impulses. That means they can still pump venom and cause pain even after the bee has died. So be careful when you see a dead bee on the ground. It might still have some sting left in it. Number 8, chickens. You might have heard the expression running around like a headless chicken. But did you know that it is based on a real phenomenon? Chickens can actually survive for a short time after losing their heads, thanks to their brain stem and spinal cord. These parts control some of the basic functions of the chicken, such as breathing, heartbeat, and reflexes. That's why some chickens can still run, flap their wings, or even crow after being decapitated. Of course, this doesn't last long, as the chicken will soon bleed out or die of organ failure. Number 7. Octopus. Octopus are amazing creatures with many abilities, such as changing color, shape, and texture, escaping from tight spaces, and using tools. They also have a remarkable nervous system, with most of their neurons located in their arms. This means that each arm has a mind of its own and can act independently from the rest of the body. That also means that an octopus arm can still move and react to stimuli even after being severed from the body. Some octopus arms can even try to grab food and bring it to a mouth that is no longer there. Number 6, salamanders. Salamanders are amphibians that have the ability to regenerate lost body parts, such as limbs, tails, eyes, and even parts of their hearts and brains. This is possible because of their stem cells, which can transform into any type of cell needed for repair. But regeneration is not the only thing that salamanders can do after death. Some salamanders can also move their muscles for hours after being killed, thanks to a chemical called ATP that fuels cellular activity. This movement can help them escape from predators or attract mates even when they are dead. Number 5, snakes. Snakes are reptiles that have a slow metabolism and a low blood pressure. This means that they don't need much oxygen or energy to survive and can stay alive for a long time after being injured or killed. Some snakes can even bite and inject venom after being decapitated or cut in half, as their nerves and muscles can still function for a while. This is why snake handlers always advise to treat any snake as if it were alive, even if it looks dead. Number 4, flatworms. Flatworms are simple animals that have no circulatory or respiratory systems. They rely on diffusion to transport oxygen and nutrients throughout their bodies. They also have amazing regenerative abilities, as they can grow back any part of their body from a tiny piece of tissue. But regeneration is not the only thing that flatworms can do after death. Some flatworms can also learn new behaviors after being killed and cut into pieces. This was demonstrated by an experiment where flatworms were trained to associate light with food, then killed and sliced into pieces. The pieces were then exposed to light again, and some of them moved towards it as if they remembered the training. Number 3, flies. Flies are insects that have a complex life cycle involving 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The adult stage is the shortest and the most active, as flies need to find food and mates before they die. But even after death, some flies can still perform some actions, such as laying eggs. This is because some female flies store sperm inside their bodies after mating and can use it to fertilize their eggs later. This means that a dead fly can still produce offspring, even if it has been killed by a predator or a trap. Number 2, turtles. Turtles are reptiles that have a hard shell that protects them from predators and harsh environments. They also have a slow metabolism and a low body temperature, which allows them to survive for a long time without food or water. But even after death, some turtles can still move their limbs, head, and tail, as well as open and close their mouths. This is because turtles have a large amount of lactic acid in their muscles, which can trigger contractions for hours or even days after death. This movement can help them escape from predators or attract mates even when they are dead. Number 1, frogs. Frogs are amphibians that have the ability to breathe through their skin and jump long distances. They also have a remarkable nervous system, with many reflexes that help them survive in the wild. But even after death, some frogs can still respond to stimuli, such as electricity or salt. This is because frogs have a lot of sodium and potassium ions in their cells, which can create electrical impulses when disturbed. This can cause their muscles to twitch or contract.